Hello everybody and welcome back here to the CyberGamer TV studios. Myself, Tobi Wan have been taking you through this entire night. Voice getting a little bit tired after a couple of the matches, so I've only got a couple more to actually do this evening, but we do actually have a couple of round 2 matches to actually do. The one which I've decided, and basically the one which I managed to get a replay for, is actually Dead King versus the Last Judgment. Now the winner of this one does go forward to actually face Scythe Gaming, who did take out X2 Net B. For everybody out there, we'll actually give a big update for everything that's actually, or maybe, will we? No, we'll do it later. We'll do it on the live stream after the recording's actually ended. But the match we have for you is Dead King versus the Last Judgment. In case you're wondering what competition we're actually casting, well, you obviously didn't read the description in the YouTube channel, or you didn't actually understand what the hell's going on this weekend. It's the iCity Pro DOTA Tournament, currently being hosted in Malaysia. There is no YTV stream, there is no nothing like that. Unfortunately, that is why we're casting off replays. Big shout out to all the Go2 Gamers guys on the ground who are getting us this information, getting us these replays. They are working their asses off. It's absolutely fantastic. Without them, I could not be doing what I'm doing right now, so shout out to those boys. And without further ado, and without me bickering, or not really bickering, without talking anymore, we're going to jump ourselves straight into the game, guys. We'll have to turn the fog of war off for this one, as there was actually no spectator mode, so we are looking through our normal eyes, and also turn the pause off would also be helpful. So 2x speed is where we're currently going to go. So we do actually have DK, then not to be confused with the DK team from China. They are actually a Malaysian side called Dead King, going up against the Last Judgment, also known as TLJ. You'll see that in their tags a little bit later. And so, let's move ourselves through the picks and the bans. We've been here for a long night, so we'll just go speed 4, just jump up. So, as far as our bans go through so far, Doombringer, Morphling, Visage coming out, Crystal Maiden, for some reason making it into the first 3 as a pick. First pick, leave Pugna open, is the call. Invoker, they will actually pick up Pugna on the first one. Surprised they actually banned CM if they're going to pick up Pugna. Interesting. There goes Pugna, so very weird bans, it's a call. Invoker, Morphling, as well as Doombringer. That's fair enough, but Lion and CM, again we're seeing Malaysian teams want to take out the support heroes. Not quite sure why this is so important for them. Pugna has now come into the Scourge lineup, just as we saw in the chat. We do actually have the TL, which is the Last Judgment. There is a J at the end of that one, TLJ. This their chat, so a replay did actually come from them. So we'll be respawning back to the Scourge base a hell of a lot. But yes, we do actually have picks coming up now. So Ancient Apparition made it through the ban pool because of these weird bans. Alchemist and Pugna also made it through. Alchemist has been banned a couple of times so far in the tournament. For this time around, they do actually make it through. ES and VS were the 2 picks instantly up from DK. I gotta say, I kind of like DK style with the 2 supports going straight up. They are literally just trying to suck everything they possibly can out of the Scourge lineup. Clockwork Goblin making his lovely sound effect as he joins the lineup for the Sentinel side. Very ganking lineup so far from DK. You look towards the Scourge lineup, Alchemist, if he gets farmed, there'll be a lot of late game Pugna, good early game pressure as well, which they'll get from pushing down those towers. Ancient Apparition always pressuring as well. Dro Ranger making into the pan pool as well. Not really ban material, but fair enough. I won't debate them. Bat Rider and SF, definitely ban material here from the Scourge side. The Last Judgment going, yep, we're going to go standard, we're just going to take that out. And Bloodseek, okay, you guys must have some weird screwed up strategy with your last 2 heroes to come up, or else things are weird. Storm Spirit coming up, Weaver is picked by the Scourge side. It's made it through the ban pool. You may as well. You need a 1 good carry, and probably pick up the Witch Doctor for the last support hero. They do need 1 more good support hero. They've actually basically got enough support already, but Witch Doctor definitely needs to actually cap off their lineup. Don't know why they're waiting. Just pick him, he's fine, he's not in the ban pool. There you go, Witch Doctor. And Wind Runner is the last pick to actually come up. We'll go down to normal 1 speed now, because obviously we've got a big match to actually go through. But yeah, Wind Runner comes up for the last one. So interesting bans coming out from the Sentinel side. I don't know if they're trying to screw with the minds of the Scourge. I got to say at the end of the draft, Scourge coming off with a pretty nice lineup. Like a very nice lineup. They've got good stun that's going to come out of them. They've got good damage that's going to come out from them as well. And they're basically got these heroes which are great at controlling lanes. That's the more important thing. You control the lanes early on, everything goes nicely from there. Sentinel side, They got good gank ability. You got it through VS, so the Sun swap. Storm Spirit as well. If he gets himself farmed up, things will be nice. Clockwork Goblin can latch himself on and basically do a hell of a lot of damage. If he also gets a good start, if he finds himself behind it, it's a lot harder for him to actually catch up, especially when he's going into what looks like it's going to be a tri-lane if there's actually 3 heroes going against it. Someone's popped the Assassin Shroud because they've gone off the mini-map and they've managed to find VS. VS will die. Already dead. First blood's gone. You notice on the mini-map when you're actually playing GG call coming out from TLJ. So now they're going to split themselves up. Pugner going for the mid lane. But wow, that's the second you see on the replay, whenever you like playing a game and you're like, oh, Sharkcast of the replay, hang on, everybody's freaking disappeared from the minimap. Where are they? Sentinel neutrals around this area. They're ganking once again. They love this area. It's where everyone goes to place the ward. It's probably why VS was heading out there in the first place. Yep, two observer wards. She wanted a ward up on top, just so she can track the rune down the bottom. Didn't end up happening, so would have been a little bit pissed off about that. Ancient Apparition and Wish Doctor ready on this bottom lane. Wish Doctor stun, exactly what Ancient Apparition needs to keep that time going. Is that a ward he actually placed? No, I heard something. Yeah, it was a ward. I didn't hear a ward. I thought it came from Ancient Apparition. I think, what the hell? He doesn't have wards on him. It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. It's outrageously crazy. Pugner up against Storm Spirit. Interesting to see how that battle actually goes through. Manning for last hitting and who's actually being really, really aggressive. Clockwork Goblin quite happy to come up nice and close towards our little Alchemist boy in the front lines. ES also happy to come up from the sides, not showing himself just yet. If he gets a good fissure, if Wish Doctor goes down too far, he's just sitting on the edge of where he should be. Wish Doctor now caught. Oh, this is not what they wanted. Clockwork Goblin, get yourself in there, son. The Bouncing Sun's bought them time. Wish Doctor will still be the first, will be the next blood on the bottom lane. VS trying to fall back here from DK. Locked in a Frostcoat. Ancient Apparition. Never count him out. ES Fissure now on top, holding Alchemist in place. He's locked by the Create Wave. And what a good play there by the Sentinel side to actually come out on top of that one. ES Fissures. Never count them out. Great lane control that can come out from them, and that is what let them actually get it. And count before the start, they managed to actually have a save game during the middle of that fight. By the looks of it, might have been some issues coming out. There's Pugner being the aggressive Pugner I was expecting from him. But still, good fight in the bottom lane. Does make it 2 apiece though. Nothing really lost. 1 kill, 1 death for Alchemist, 1 kill for Ancient Apparition, 1 death for the Witch Doctor. So it's all shared in that bottom lane. Mid lane wants to be a battle of the CS scores. Windrunner versus Weaver. If you guys have a flashback to maybe a couple of minutes ago, or hours actually, how Windrunner really actually basically nailed Weaver into the ground. That did come from Aeon actually playing the Windrunner. I think it was the Aeon match. So it was, yeah, it was skill level as well for Windrunner to be on top of it. There goes the Shooky once again. Windrunner might turn around, try and fight this one. Weaver wants to stay on top of it. Up to level 4, that German attack will drop Windrunner's life down very, very fast. Windrunner does have a lot of spells, and Weaver using a lot of his mana already to be very, very aggressive on that bottom. VS doing a good job of actually pulling for the moment. They'll force the Scourge team to move a little bit further down. Also know exactly what they want. It's like VS got dust. Careful. Careful. No one hunt anywhere. VS TP's up towards top. That could actually help out Windrunner a hell of a lot. It's also really going to help out though. VS, there's really no one on the bottom lane who actually is going to go invis. As it could only be for ganking up the top lane. Unless he bought dust to actually help Windrunner on the top lane, which point just sent it up by Courier. Or possibly attempt at a gank. It wasn't dust, it was smoke. Think of what the hell? Smoke in a seat will definitely help them to initiate in the bottom lane. Clockwork Goblin happy to be a little bit closer. Forced back a little bit more by Ancient Apparition, as well as the Toxic Spray there by Alchemist does drop that armor down. Not what they like to see. VS and ES, exactly what DK like to see. Heading towards that mid lane, they want to get on top of Pudge, who's been giving Storm Spirit a hell of a hard time. Level 5 to level 4, only half a level separates them. Items hard to actually judge what the CS score is at this point. They still would have bought it and had it on the fly out. Pugner. Really make the move. Is there a ward watching? Yeah, both teams have a ward. They will both see ES and VS down there. That's why Pugner not wanting to go down too far. Drops the Ironwood branch as we see No fears. Gets a kill, sorry, on the bottom lane as I'm jumping up to the top lane for no apparent reason. So we do actually see Witch Doctor. That's basically a tri-lane gank, pretty easy enough. Now we will actually see Clockwork Goblin respawn in. He's good for a solo, but you can't be an aggressive solo when you're a Clockwork Goblin. The only thing you can do is literally just stick around. Let's just stick around, pop off the rockets, get a couple of last hits. Rocket popping up towards the top lane at the moment, just trying to harass Weaver down. Wasn't getting any last kills. In fact, actually made Windrunner's life a little bit harder as the wave just pushed up a little bit faster. ES and VS thinking about running up towards the top lane. Either that, they're just trying to find a better angle to gank off the mid lane, and Pugner instantly just runs himself down towards the bottom part of the lane. Nice positioning here by Pugner. Up to level 6 as well. Alchemist on that bottom lane, just having a great old time free farming himself. Clockwork Goblin, got to be careful not to be caught out. Every single hero here is almost his level, apart from Witch Doctor, who's letting the team down. ES and VS still missing. They want to gank on this mid lane. Pugner is still getting all the last hits from his positioning, so this is actually wasted time. ES and VS should not be here right now from DK. If they are there, they've got to be aggressive. They've got to push the lanes. And now that might be exactly what they're doing. Weaver now going for Windrunner on the top lane. The longer this battle actually keeps on going on, the more powerful Weaver's going to get. More powerful Pugner is going to be as well. ES just faking off the fissure here. Pugner likes to harass him from the high ground. He's already got 3 standard hits down, 2 on ES, 1 on VS. Keeping the pressure on. ES and VS literally just being harassed back. That's all that managed to achieve. Ancient Apparition. Oh, they rotated around. Pugner set it up. It was a complete setup. It's a trap. It's a freaking trap. Admiral Akbar is now Pugner. Change his name, Ice Frog. Pugner is now Admiral Akbar. He is the setter of all traps. Actually, technically, Pugner, Admiral Akbar walked into the trap. So it would have to be Emperor Palpatine, so that wouldn't quite work with my analogy, but I'll go with it nonetheless. That's another kill, 4-2 in favour of the Scourge. Biggest thing I'm worried about right now is for the Sentinel side, and that is their lack of farm. Windrunner trying to go head-to-head with Weaver. Weaver could have easily finished off Windrunner just then. Gave him time to use the bottle charges. Could have easily finished off. Clockwork Goblin's actually had a go here. He wants Alchemist. The cogs are off. Everything's off. ES Fidget's gone as well. It's already been used. Cold Feet on top of Clockwork Goblin. When he's blocked in his cog, he's going nowhere. Best spell to actually use. Malleed on top of him as well. ES running in with Clockwork Goblin. The DK boys hiding next to their Goblin shop. And it's not going to be enough. Scourge team not wanting to keep the pressure on. Rather surprising. They were, again, holding the upper hand, just like Weaver on the top lane had the upper hand, but didn't want to push it too far. They've got themselves, at the moment, it's a small advantage. I wouldn't say it's a game-changing advantage, saying they've now got this game. Oh, we're so all over. Because that's definitely not the case. But the Sentinel side, they are a little bit behind, and as far as farm goes and almost everything else. Weaver goes bottom lane, top lane again. Looks for that Germinate attack. He wants it. There it goes. Windrunner forced back there with very, very low HP. But again, another one of those times. Just Shakuki down straight past Windrunner. Easy. Weaver getting nailed a little bit more. Windrunner moving himself up the lane. Not really going to help him out though, because the further he moves up, the more dangerous it gets, and he won't really want to move past that riverbed. Which means he has to stay further back, which means he can't get those last hits, which means Weaver can. Weaver deciding to go straight for Ring of Health as well. He is never going to leave that lane. Ever. They'll just keep on pushing it. Just like our last time, we've seen Weaver picked 4 times in this tournament. The only times he's ever won is when he's just basically pushed that top lane down and had a focused, nice, free farm up there on the top lane. That's exactly what he's got. Even Wish Doctor's giving him a bit of a hand right now, doing the pull. Not too much of a pull that he's going to have to tank up that creep wave. Even then, if he does, he probably won't care too much. Ring of Health will definitely change that around for him. ES, he has a haste. He's got to make a move somewhere. Decides he actually wants to walk through trees. You can't do that, dude. Now comes down towards that bottom lane. Will he be able to support? Is there anybody that even killed? No Alchemist, as well as everybody else is actually just hanging back. VS there as well. Is it all due to... No, that's a DK ward. There's no ward up from the Scourge. They don't have any vision of that. That's just literally, I don't want to move down. Something is wrong. Heroes are missing. Haystream was taken. That's a ward up there on the top as well. Just keeping tabs on that top room. Weaver now pushing out this bottom lane. The ward is up, and Weaver right past the tower. He wants Windrunner. He will claim Windrunner from this. Windrunner trying to use her speed to get away, but way too much damage. One big blast as well, and actually denied. Nibiru is actually denied. He wasn't denied, the hero. It was just taken by Pugner. Bottom lane now with 2 heroes up there. They might try and push this bottom lane out. I'm talking about DK here. 2 heroes on the top. Oh, wow, this tower's gone. Absolutely gone, skis. One more blast by Pugner. Weaver should get the last hit. Virtuos does as well. Looking very, very strong as Weaver already. Claims the tier 1 tower. Tier 2 tower won't be fired off, especially with the help of Pugner. Call from Pugner. Clockwork Goblin is invisible. Where is he? Where is he? Running down towards the bottom lane. Alchemist falls back. And Clockwork Goblin comes out of his invis state. He's trying to get whatever farm he could. He used that invis to get one last hit on that bottom lane. This is a rocket to get one last hit on that bottom lane. Harasses Alchemist, but he doesn't really care at the moment. He's got more than enough regen coming through for him. Weaver going down, spots ES, spots off Windrunner, is just going to attack on ES. There's a big wave up right now. He does actually time warp himself back again. Another attack, he will claim ES on the top lane. Windrunner, nothing he can do about it, but watch his teammate die. And Weaver now with ES down, has even more control over that top lane, more gold coming into his bank account as well. Vanguard won't be long off being completed.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
Mid lane, stun on Storm Spirit, just coming out from Alchemist. Giving him some time to free farm there in the mid lane. That's all it was, just nothing but harass. Clockwork Goblin forced back, Ancient Apparition at work again. Level 6, he has that ultimate. Anywhere on that map, anywhere on the map globally, that ultimate can pop off. Now the ward now dropped by, well, it's actually dropped by Pugner a while ago, only level 2. Considering Pugner's actually level 10, that's going to be a level 4 Blast, level 4 Decrepify, and a level 2 Ward. It's the only way it can go out. Good fissure. Does actually lock Pugner and Ancient Apparition in place so that they can literally sit close enough to the Witch Doctor to get that regen out from him. Weaver still free farming up that top, hasn't completed up his Vanguard just yet. Alchemist having good old fun there in the mid lane. Now rotating themselves around. Now the ward level 3 has now been dropped. Now Pugner's got to level 10. So the Decrepify must only be level 3. Ward blast, the roar came off. They're going to look for it. It gave out his perfect position. ES is there in the trees. Managed to get a fissure off, holding Pugner back. He'll just blast over the top. Ancient Apparition ulti right in there, draining out. He's got the sight from Witch Doctor, and that was way too easy for the Scourge. Nicely set up, and this is why Pugner is banned. This is why Ancient Apparition is banned, and this is why Alchemist is almost standing in the middle lane. Storm Spirit goes for it, gets it. The only thing that DK had going for them then was that kill. Only thing. And now Weaver wants a bit of the action as well. Moving out, there's going to be his completed Vanguard. No, Perseverance. Ooh, I'm wrong. He's going Lincolns. He's going Lincolns. Would have thought it might actually be an option, the Vanguard with the Clockwork Goblin on the field, but he is proving me wrong, showing that he is the boss of all Weavers. Pugner running from the Crow. Doesn't want to get his new item, which is a mech. 13-minute mech on top of arcane boots. Pugner looking very, very nice on his farm. Storm Spirit. Just having a bit of fun there in the middle lane. Ultimate, a little bit off there from Ancient Apparition. It's a little bit harder to actually trigger. You got to remember when you actually target it, when the ulti is about here, you hit it and it'll actually land about here. There's actually a pretty wide gap between when you actually hit your ulti to go and where it actually ends up. So it's a little bit harder to actually launch. Earthshaker, now on the bottom lane. DK thinking about pushing it out. They've got 3 heroes down there. A little bit of a cold snap being released by the Ancient Apparition. It's come a little bit closer, but Pugner is there. He's fine. He's dealing with it. He's a boss. Windrunner, forced back. Again, the wave. Right on top of Windrunner. Weaver free farming once again. More than happy to do so. Alchemist, the only one who's being challenged right now here by Storm Spirit in the middle lane. Level 11 versus level 9 Chemical Rage. Chemical Rage Alchemist is very, very hard to kill. Storm Spirit can damage him as much as he possibly wants. It's not going to help out. Clockwork Goblin's going to lend a bit of a hand. Rocket flying over the top. Pugner still ready to push out this bottom lane. No tier 1 towers down just yet. Sorry, I mean apart from the top tier 1 tower, which Weaver took out a long, long time ago. Nether Ward blast again. Rocket goes off. Just sits it on the side. Wave will now push. Restoration coming out from everybody through the arcane boots. Oh, they found his ward. They found his ward, but it means it came closer to it. VS lets off a roar. Decrepify. Bouncing stun. Won't actually bounce. It just does all the damage to Earthshaker. Ancient Apparitionality is more than enough. It's going to finish off Vengeful Spirit, who's retreating himself back right now. He will pop into Oblivion. Or should do. There's the pop. There's the pop. The pop came. Double kill coming out from Ancient Apparition. And now Clockwork Goblin finds himself on the wrong side. Is there a stun? Is there a stun? No, there's not. He does go down. TP'd himself out to safety. The tier 1 tower now down the bottom. Cost lives as well. Weaver ready to cost more lives up there on the top lane. All farm going for him. TP coming up towards the top now. Cancelled off. Maybe a bit of a misclick. The Clockwork Goblin decides to actually run down towards the bottom lane. Fires off a rocket. Give a bit of a hand out there as Pugner and Ancient Apparition. Putting a little bit of pressure on there. Storm Spirit using his illusions to try and bait out that mid push. With the Toxin Spray on right now, he knows he can't do it. Ancient Alchemist is all on top of it. Knows what's going on. Chemical Rage, can't kill him now. Storm Spirit doesn't have enough damage. He's had a half-decent start, but not a good enough one to actually bring down a level 10 Alchemist, who's also had a half-decent start. Too much life, not enough damage. Needs to pick on the weak ones. ES Fissure goes off just on the wrong side. Need to come up a little bit further, get it across the board, try and lock Alchemist in place. Give Storm Spirit that time he needs to actually hit on top of Alchemist. Force Alchemist into that fight. Weaver on the top lane, still just farming up whatever he wants. Forcing Windrunner back. So we've got a bit of a mid-gank going off Shaker. Trying to get into that position again. Not working for him. Managed to actually get done. Call from Alchemist just saying he just got dicked. 830 style dicked. And now we will actually see the Scourge push very, very hard here on the Sentinel side. Mid lane is where they want to go. Ancient Apparition going up to the high ground. Just came in a little bit too close towards the tower for a second. Blast will come off. Look for the spray. There's the spray. They can take care of this creep wave on the backside while the rest of the heroes doing damage. See the Netherward blast is coming off there to Clockwork Goblin. It's like, what the hell? Who's on the right-hand side of that forest? Who's that suicidal? Oh no, hang on, it's Clockwork Goblin. He's got to be aggressive, definitely. No, don't mind me. He has to be aggressive, but there's only so much aggressiveness you can get out of it. 80 gold for the Netherward. It just got farmed up there by Storm Spirit. He'll be happy. Or at least a little bit. Alchemist, cut out of going up on the high ground. That does mean Pugner's actually a little bit more vulnerable. And Ancient Apparition ulti goes on down. The killing spree is now ended by the Storm Spirit. If he can escape out from Ancient Apparition just in time, don't think he will be able to. Alchemist, Clockwork Goblin, ES, all coming up the high ground. Clockwork Goblin comes on. He wants the cogs, couldn't get the cogs off, and down goes ES. He tried to run up a little bit higher. Weaver's in the battle now. Clockwork Goblin realizing he's well in over his head. Now being held in place. Will the cold feet be there? Swarm goes down. Wish Doctor's there. Bouncy Sun goes off. Mounted as well. Clockwork is screwed. He has taken so much damage. He will pop into Oblivion from the Wish Doctor spell. And now Weaver just has to focus on top of Windrunner. Germinate attack. 1 hit, 2 hit. Storm comes up. Cookie just a little bit on cooldown. Get right over the top. Time warp. You are kidding me. Manages to come back from it. Wow. Weaver lives. Weaver lives. As well as avoiding the damage. Pressure from Ancient Apparition. That's the call. Don't let up. Can't let up. The Sentinel side. Going to give him a glimmer of hope. If Storm Spirit actually gets his BKB up, things could really change around in the team fights as well. So it is to the point here where Scourge need to make some large dent. About to lose a tier 1 tower in the bottom lane. It isn't within deny range, so Alchemist will turn around and do that. Thank you. Or not. They like the tier 1 tower where it is. That's an easy extra last hitting gold as well as 200 for anybody who can get there in time. With the creep wave, of course. Small detail. Needs a creep wave to actually get the kill on that tower. Or also just regen itself back up again. Unless that's what the Scourge are counting on. Wow, ES pretty thin on items. Boots. Tangos. Literally it. Fidget goes in towards the middle lane. Vanguard up on the Alchemist. Goblin's Greed always helps with that one. Arcane's Boots as well as a Magic Wand up for Ancient Apparition. Voodoo Jester. That is our Witch Doctor. Sorry, not Voodoo Jester. What am I talking about? Witch Doctor. Wow, so I didn't just use that quote. Smoker to Seed, just going nothing but consumable items. Going to support where he's supposed to be. Storm goes in. Shackle over the top. Holds me in place for long enough. Ancient Apparition, Cold Feast on top of him. Storm Spirit getting caught on the side. Still Nether Ward Blast. They're fighting within the Nether Ward. What are they doing? The Sentinel side. They do manage to bring down one DK. Make it a double. Can they make it a triple? I don't quite know, but the Melody is playing his own tune. Now to push through tier 2 tower in the middle lane. They want it to be theirs. Restoration up from Witch Doctor. Be that team player. It's all about being the team player. Tank it for the team. Tank the tower. Aqua should probably be doing that, actually. They will claim the tier 2 tower down. More money. More money. That's what it's all about. The last Judgement. Looking very, very confident to move through from this round. Really, really have this on picks. Weird, weird bans, though. Weird bans from the Sentinel side. Not over to the last Judgement. Does actually get themselves a racks. They got themselves a fair amount of kills so far. 15-6. But it doesn't get them a racks. With the racks, then you can literally say they've won the game. Without that racks, you have it. So, Sentinel, they're going to make their moments. Storm wants to go for top. He's almost completed his BKB as well. Weaver, now, pull. He's already security. He will get himself a little bit further out of there. And does so. Lincoln's Fear saving his life just then. Making sure that second stun didn't actually follow through. Sending down the wave. Wipes out the creep wave. Keeps that pressure on top. Knowing after the Sentinel failed the gank on him. They have very little left. And now Roshan is also going down. The Nether Ward is up from Pugner because we had a Clockwork Goblin spoil the party for him. Roshan almost down. Nether Ward has only got maybe 5 seconds worth of life on it. Storm Spirit will the ulti in time for the Nether Ward. Roshan's not dead just yet. Clockwork's there. They want the Nether Ward down first, but they've already just exposed themselves up on the high ground. Roshan's not dead, but they don't care. They use him as bait right now. ES trying to come in to do a little bit more damage. Now they go back towards Roshan. ES is like, hey, I'm here on the sidelines. Don't let me be part of this.
Our allies' town.
Could get the fissure off. Walk straight into it. Walk straight into it. Was ignored by the Scourge. I'm like, what the hell? Is he part of their team? No freaking way. ES has already let off his ulti, pushed down the totem, wants to follow up with the fissure, being drained out of his life. Caused just so much balls, but so much death as well. 1 hit, 2 hit. There's a double kill coming up from Nalak, and they're about to make it another one. Virtuous actually gets the kill from that one. Storm Spirit, 118 HP. Can't stop the Roshan, which will be taken by the Alchemist. He has a spare slot already for it. This is the, that was probably the moment where the Sentinel just said, you know what? At that point, we kind of got pushed over the fence and then impaled on the palings. Invis on bottom lane. Someone's got to take it. Come on, Pugner. Good boy. Fetch. Fetch. Get in Invis room. Go. Small charges in his bottle too now, so we'll be happy with that one. Weaver here to push out the mid lane. All the Sentinel heroes now back up again. Ancient Apparition's up. The bottle charges, you're hearing noise coming through us from Storm Spirit back in the main base. Big blast on the bottom lane will wipe out that wave. Tower is denied as well on that bottom lane. Still gets the Scourge what they want. Tier 2 tower down. What a range on the stun. They had the vision because Weaver was there. They want to keep the pressure up. Weaver will get Storm Spirit during this fight. That's a big kill. Now the push will come through. Windrunner's in trouble. He's just getting damage from the backside. Someone popped a pipe just to make matters worse for the Sentinel side. DK falling back. 1 hit, 2 hit, double kills coming out. This is going to make it a triple. No, it's not. Draken gets the last hit in that one. But this will make it a genocide. And they will push down this tier 3 tower on the bottom lane. The wave comes in. The damage will come through. Wipe out the wave. Drop the armor. Too easy. Scourge should be able to claim the racks as well from this. They will have to TP themselves up towards top. They're going to lose themselves a tier 1 tower while gaining this one. Pretty sure they're happy to make that sacrifice. But big work. Nice work on top is the call from Pugner. It's like, yeah, me TP. Come on, we got it. Glimp will buy them time. There goes the TP. They'll still hold on to all tier 1 towers. They have managed to take the melee. Rax on the bottom. Weaver, wave goes out. He wants VS's life. Might not claim it. Well, might claim Clockwork Goblins, though. He's currently got a swarm bug on top of him. Now the ward blasts him off again. Storm Spirit comes in. He can't fight within this ward again. They can never fight within the ward. ES decides to walk in. They decide it's a bad idea and walks all the way back out again. It's the marathon for ES's. Pugner Blast still going over the top. VS actually tries to swap one hero in. That's going to kill himself. Clockwork Goblin ulties in and makes it even harder for VS to get himself back around. Weaver, he puts in the swarm. Is it going to be enough? No, it's not. VS manages to live. A lot of damage being taken at the moment by Nalak, who really should not have dived that far. But the bottom racks is down. The bottom racks is down. Storm Spirit doing what he can to try and help on this bottom lane. But already the Supersize Me melee creeps are here. Range racks wasn't brought down in time before the Necromancers were actually spawned. So they will come as the Supersize Me once for the next wave, doing the 55 damage per hit, as opposed to your standard 32. Storm Spirit still has to complete his BKB. Probably wants to save up the money in case he has to buy back. If they lose another Rax, it could be over for them. Even this Rax being down right now is not going to help their case. Weaver, I'd really love to know how much money he's got on top of him. Is it enough for a Sacred Relic and a Radiance? Big question I have. Alchemist done. Windrunner, Clockwork Goblin ulties himself in, but decides in the end to fall himself back before he pops off your cogs. Ancient Apparition, that's going to wipe Windrunner from the face of the earth. He is there, didn't fire from the outside of the map, but wow, good timing coming out from him to get that ulti down. Weaver, the swarm goes again. More for ES, more for VS to deal with as well. Try and chomp them off. Alchemist, currently held in place, moves inside the trees. T2 tower on the top, about to go down. Alchemist gets a stun on top of Storm Spirit. He's the one they want to bring down again. He now storms himself up in towards the air. Virtuous gets one, really claim a second. No, Lilac comes over the top here for the frickin' last Judgment. They're passing every Judgment they've possibly got on the Sentinel side. Unstoppable. Virtuous. Can you actually be stopped? I don't know. It says you're unstoppable. I think I'm going to believe it. Anabirian Weaver looking for a bit of pressure. The wave coming out now from the Sentinel side does not last long. Bottom lane has pushed through. Supersize Me creeps doing its job. All the top needs to wait now is for the creep wave to spawn and the push to come down to the tier 3 tower. Wave is coming in. Storm Spirit is there. Wave goes over the top from Weaver. Gets perfect vision of VS as well as ES all the way at the back. Will force them back and then try and deal with the Weaver's freaking wave while this fight's going on. And the Storm Spirit goes in. BKB is completed. He will go for the pull. Will try and get what he can. Mech pops off. Tries to keep the Witch Doctor alive. He is still alive. The Crabify actually doing what it needed to keep him alive. And now we do see one down for the Sentinel side. They've lost one. Oh, make it a second. Melody. He's got to. ES Visual will slow them down. Weaver having to run the long way around. 2 down for the Sentinel side, jumping himself through. He's spotting the retreating ES. One hit, needs a Germinate attack, doesn't actually need it. Virtuous gets one. Will they get the Vengeful Spirit down as well? There's a Germinate attack. There's a double kill. Weaver's there, hunting inside the own base. DK unable to actually stay there. Even the Gold Feet, he can't run far enough away to actually get away from that Ancient Apparition spell. Glyph pops off. Only one alive. Back of the base, here he is, Clockwork Goblin. Lean on items, lean on everything, lean on life, lean on teammates. They're not even there. There goes that top Rax. Rotate toward the mid. Rax should go down pretty damn fast, and the Radiance is actually completed on top of Weaver as well. Tier 3 tower goes down. They will dive themselves down. Look for that stun. Storm spawns up. So we go back towards the main base. Weaver trying to come through and trying to get whatever kill he can. time lapses himself back towards the main base. So it was very, very fast movement. Clockwork Goblin now held inside the cold feet. Weaver's Wave also doing damage. VS almost about to die. And look at massive amounts of radiance damage as they're trying to fall themselves back. 1, 2, double kill. Virtuals to get a third. He does get a third. He wants another one. He's taking a lot of damage from the tower. There is no Aegis Immortal on top of him. The GG call does come out. 29 minutes it took. 29 minutes it took to actually push themselves down into the Sentinel base. World Tree will be exposed when this tier 4 tower goes down. It has been taken out. Pugna Blast helping on its way. Mech, Pipe. Sentinel will not want to fight this. Alchemist does want to fight it and jumps straight inside the main base. Tree will now be brought down by the big, big wave coming through. And that is GG. Scores now end up. Give me a stat screen. Awesome. We'll pause it on that too, just so we can actually have a look. Weaver, 126 for 34, 11 kills, 13 assists, not a single death. Ancient Apparition, 12 kills, 13 assists, not a single death. That is a big thing which turned it around. Well, I wouldn't even say turned it around. Got them in the lead to start with and then let them win the fights afterwards, was the fact that basically the last Judgement said, you know what, we're going to stay on top. We don't need to play risky. If there's an opportunity there, we'll take it. We'll go with it. It'll work for us. It worked for them. They ended up moving themselves through. DK, not really knowing what they're doing in the bans, to actually let Weaver through as well as Ancient Apparition through the bans when you're banning off support heroes. Fair enough, you want to take the support heroes out of it. The problem at the moment with the current metagame of Dota is there are too many heroes that can play support. You can't remove them all. You think, oh, I can ban out 3 supports. It's going to make them look a bit, oh, no, we're not going to get that in here. It's like, no. There is tons of options. Tons of options. And that's exactly what TL ended up using. They still had the Witch Doctor up their sleeve to play as a support, Ancient Apparition. He was a half support hero by himself anyway, and he still gets that power from his ultimate. That's why he's such a great hero. He doesn't require much farm at all. Couple of levels. He was level 12 at the end of that one, and he was still getting kills. Witch Doctor was level 12. Those were the 2 supports. 21 for Weaver, left unchecked on the top lane. Or I wouldn't say left unchecked, but as far as a Windrunner Weaver lane goes, maybe the matchup isn't all it takes. It's all about the skill of the people playing it, because we saw that exact matchup of Windrunner versus Weaver a couple of matches ago, and Weaver dominated it. Literally took over the entire lane. And, Windrunner actually took over the entire lane. This time, Weaver was the victor. Who will be our victor in the next game? Who knows? When will our next game be? We'll find out in just a moment. We might have one more game tonight before we actually pack up the shop here at CG TV. So if you've got one more in you, I think I've got one more in me. We'll find another replay, see what's out there, and we'll be back in just a moment.